Publius Cornelius Tacitus Annales, Episode 12. Caterum Augustus Subsidia Dominationi Claudium Marcellum sorororis filium admodum adolescentem pontificatu et curruli aedilatate. Marcum Agrippam ignobilem loco bonum militia et victoriae socium geminatis consulatibus extulit mox defuncto Marcello generum sumpsit. As Tacitus continues, he says, but, that's what caterum means. It stands for another true thing. But Augustus, subsidia. Now this here is neuter, plural, and accusative. And if there's anything in this selection which is challenging, I would suggest it is subsidia dominationi. Dominationi is feminine, singular, and dative. I'm taking this as a dative of purpose, as I'll explain in a moment. Dativus finalis, a dative of purpose. Other than that, the selection is not very challenging. Subsidia, I believe, is accusative because it stands in apposition to Claudium Marcellum, which is restated by filium, and to Marcum Agrippam, which has a number of modifiers, ignobilem, bonum, socium, and such. Then the main verb here is extulit. So Augustus is the subject of the third singular perfect verb here. We will come back to it in a moment. So again, caterum, the adverb, but Augustus as supports for his control or his rule. Subsidia, neuter, plural, accusative. Dominationi, feminine, singular, dative, and a dative of purpose, as supports for his rule, his government. Claudius Marcellus, Claudium Marcellum, masculine, singular, and accusative, as the object of extulit. He raised Claudius Marcellus. Who was that? He was the filium sororis, that is, his nephew. Though merely an adolescent, admodum adolescentem, he honored him or raised him pontificatu et curruli aedilatate. So these are both ablative. Pontificatu is a fourth declension, masculine singular ablative, and curruli aedilatate is from the third declension aedilitas, and so it is feminine singular ablative with this third declension adjective. He raised him, Claudius Marcellus, his nephew, sororis filium, though merely a young kid, exalted him or elevated him by a pontificate and by a curule aedileship. So these are two offices in Roman government. And these two ablatives, pontificatu and aedilatate, the one which has an adjective, these are ablatives of instrument. Augustus raised Claudius Marcellus by those offices, elevated him. And, although there is no conjunction here, Marcus Agrippa, who was ignobilem loco, who was low birth as to status, ignobilem modifies Marcum Agrippam, so they are both masculine singular and accusative. And this Marcus Agrippa was the first builder of the Pantheon. Although he was noble, he was low in station, or low-born in station, ignobilem loco, he was bonum militia, talented in the military. So bonum also masculine singular accusative, and militia a feminine singular ablative of specification, I would say. Good in the military arts, and he was victoriae socium. So socium, another masculine singular accusative, referring to Marcus Agrippa, an ally to his victory. This is feminine singular and dative. So notice the proliferation of different cases: accusative, ablative, dative, and so forth. Now, how did Augustus elevate Marcus Agrippa? He elevated Marcus Agrippa geminatis consulatibus, by back-to-back consulships, doubled consulships. And this is going to be masculine plural and ablative, because this is a fourth declension noun, consulatus, like so, consulatus, and it's masculine. So in the same way that he elevated Claudius Marcellus with these ablatives, pontificatu et curruli aedilatate, so he elevated Marcus Agrippa by geminate consulships. And soon, now here's a new idea, almost as an appendage, defuncto Marcello, when Marcellus had died, he took him on, sumpsit, meaning he took on Marcus Agrippa, generum, as son-in-law. This last verb here, sumsit, is from the third conjugation sumo, sumere, like so. Defuncto Marcello will be masculine, singular, and ablative. This is an ablative absolute. So, Subsidia dominationi, very nice mark of Tacitian style, as supports to his control. This is what he did. Finally, here is a bust of Claudius Marcellus.
Thank you so much for watching this free video. I hope that you learned a lot about the classical languages and advanced your knowledge and enjoyment. You can help us keep going with this instruction if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've had hundreds of thousands of views in the last 9 years, and we would really like to grow our number of subscribers. If you hit the little bell, you will be notified every time we release a brand new free instructional video. You can also check out one of my Latin or Greek courses at LatinPerDiem.com or mossmethod.com. Check the links if you'd like to study Latin and Greek with me directly. So keep learning, and vale tote omnes.